The 9090 grant is exclusively for districts across the state of Michigan to receive funding in order to help teachers, history teachers in particular, bring diverse local histories to life. That grant provided the funding really to make this happen. Our 6-day trip, we are in several cities throughout Arkansas, Illinois, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, to really help teachers go into museums, talk with curators, to really get a sense of life in the South prior to and around the time of the Great Migration. And through the hearing testimony and looking through multiple exhibits, listening to folks talk about experiences in particular local areas, they get a sense of local histories in which they can then really apply that comparative historical lens to what happened in Muskegon. Democracy and education are completely intertwined. Being an educator, being a teacher, it's okay to be pessimistic as long as you're not cynical. The work that our teachers are doing with this trip, right? With being able to draft inquiry-based lessons and really be able to practice those historical thinking skills and geographic thinking skills that, quite frankly, our democracy depends on.
These stories are not in our textbooks, and they're not even necessarily on YouTube. They are with these smaller communities. They live within the stories we're being told by some of the local individuals we've been able to meet with. We're learning as we go and drive along, and we're stopping at interpretive centers and learning new stories that, again, weren't widely known. So as they kind of come across this and they start to be curious or get curious and wonder more about, well, what about our own local history? That's where we're hopeful that the repository can kind of come into existence and play for our teachers.
I think that the lessons that we're going to see come from the teachers that we will put into the repository are going to be inquiry driven, and they're going to require students to really work with and apply those skills as they grapple with our past across time as well as place. You know, that comparative lens that we've been really emphasizing throughout this trip. And I think they understand the importance, especially now, of that work that they're doing. And the repository gives us that opportunity to capture all of not just the work, but all of the thinking that's gone into the entire process. And I think it's going to be a learning experience, not just for students, but for teachers as well.